I am Mr. Low from Excel Software. Today, I want to share with you the AutoCount Project Accounting Module. Without further ado, let me explain how the entire module operates. Because this AutoCount Project Accounting Module has many functions, too many functions, or it has many settings, I have split it into 3 different videos, made 3 videos to explain the functions of this project account. The first video, explains how the basic AutoCount project module operates, generally the functions that users will use. Then the second module will cover some more advanced features, and the third video will discuss some settings. So there are a total of 3 videos. If you just want to know how the basic AutoCount project module operates, then watching this video alone will be sufficient. Without further ado, let me explain the features. What is the AutoCount project module? The project module is usually used for accounting purposes. It is used for accounting purposes to look at different accounts, small accounts. For example, if you have 2 branches, you can use projects to explain. The first branch is the Ipoh project in Ipoh, and the other is the Penang project in Penang. Projects can also be used for construction. For construction, you can put the Ipoh project in a certain garden. So the project in Taman can also be used for some accounting firms, where it can be treated as a client account. So a project is a client account, and when the time comes, he wants to see if this client account, his project, is making money. Did he return the balance to the customer or not? It can also be handled as a project, or for some event companies, this event is 2 months, needs 2 months of preparation. Treating this event as a project is also possible. It can also be considered a campaign. So it is usually whenever you think about analyzing your account, especially profit and loss, using project for profit and loss is very useful. But if you want to use it in the balance sheet, you need a lot of knowledge. You need strong knowledge to be able to create that balance sheet project account. Next, I will explain some functions related to the project, including how to maintain the project, how to do data entry for these projects, how to key in the opening, and after setting it up, you can view reports, and there are some reports you can look at. Let me explain here. For this project, you need to enable that module. Go to Tools, then Program Control, Module Setting. Remember to tick the project module. Only if you tick the project module can you apply it to the AutoCount project function.
And this project module is actually free for all AutoCount users. You don't need to pay for this module, and you can enjoy its function.
After you enable that module and tick that module, you will find that there will be an additional project maintenance under general maintenance. There is a project maintenance under general maintenance, and this is one sample you can do. For the purpose of the branch, you can also do it like this. Or another example is like this. You can also use it for the concept of project A, project B, project C. You can also create a sub-project, and not just a main project. You can also do a sub-project. Let's say this Ipoh, you want to create a sub-project. You just highlight this sub-project, new sub-project, and then here you can fill in, this is Ipoh's project 001. Then you can add another project under this sub-project if you want the project. So you keep adding Ipoh's 001, and you might have some electrical work as well. You can keep breaking it down and analyzing it like this. There is no limit to how many levels you can have. You can keep analyzing it. However, there is one thing you need to pay attention to, which is if you have created a sub-account, the main account or the top-level account cannot perform data entry. When we do data entry, you need to be aware that you cannot select this one. Its parent account. It can only select those sub-accounts. Then pay attention to this, pay attention. But when viewing the report, we will add up all those sub-accounts to get the total number of the parent. When you divide that account, you need to first plan what you want to look at. When you create that maintenance and then decide whether to divide it into sub-accounts, it's all possible. This is project maintenance. Next, I will explain the second function. After we create those projects, how do we key in? Where do we key in? everywhere can be keyed in as long as you have the project code. Once you generate it, you can select this project in GL, AR, AP, stock, sales, and purchase transactions. I'll take this simple example, this project maintenance. Just take 3 simple projects.
Project A, Project B, and Project C. I use this sample and then I can, in the project invoice,
In the project invoice section, you can enter it yourself. Key, but when you key in the item, you can choose which project it is under, then enter the quantity, and the purchasers just report 1,500 for this project A. Similarly, you can also key in on the account side if you haven't purchased the stock or sales module and only have the account module. Let's say you are using AI invoice, then you can also select this project in the AI invoice section.
There must be a place where you can key in all the account transactions, and for anything related to accounts, that allows you to fill in these projects.
For those miscellaneous expenses, raw materials, subcontracting, commission, it's the same here. If it's raw materials, you enter salary, and here you fill in the project, the relevant project.
not much money is fine, but it's that simple. Data entry is just that simple.
Moving on to the third step. The third step is how to key in the opening of those projects.
Let's say you only use AutoCal at the end of the year, or you just started using AutoCal, and this project is a construction project that started last year. It has profit and loss with the balance sheet, so we need to bring that profit and loss into this year's project. How do we do that? It's very simple.
Account opening is in GL opening balance maintenance. You see here, there is a null project. Null project means a blank project.
If your opening is keyed into this project account here, you need to select this project account, and then below there is an add detail opening balance where you fill in the amount for this project. This part is very simple, but you need to be careful to select the correct project before you select this add detail opening balance. Finally, let's look at some reports we can use from the sample data we just entered. I created a series of reports with some transitions in. Now let's see what reports we have. The reports we usually use include profit and loss. There are 2 ways to handle profit and loss here. The first way is to look at each project individually. You just select one project directly. If you want to look at 2 projects together, that's also possible, and it will add up the totals of the 2 projects. Then you preview, and you will see it adds up the total of the 2 projects. So if you want to look at the blank project, you select the first one, which is the blank project. Those transactions that are not keyed into the project will fall into the blank project. Here, if you want to update back to that project, you just click, then find those transactions and fill in the project number again. This is one of the methods. And then there's another report. Another report, we are year-to-date comparison with month-to-date comparison. If you want to see month-to-date comparison, you choose month-to-date comparison, or let's take year-to-date. Now we want to see which of these 3 projects is doing better. So we choose that project and directly preview. You see here, it shows 3 projects. The 3 projects are currently still losing money. So if you want to look at these projects in detail, 26,000, and you don't know what it is, you can click and then click again to see if there are any mistakes. Step by step, click like this. From that step back to the original document. Besides profit and loss, we usually look at the balance sheet, and the balance sheet can also be viewed by project like this, or that comparison by month to date or year to date type of report, or this is usually used more often. However, we generally look at the balance sheet less often because if you want to adjust the balance sheet correctly, there are some exceptions. For example, the photocopy machine we bought might be used by 2 companies. So how do you differentiate that photocopy machine? Or say if 2 projects deposit money into the same bank, since it's the same company anyway. If you want to use the balance sheet, you need to use it in detail by project, which takes a lot of time.
Generally, we do not encourage looking at the project by balance sheet. Finally, the more commonly used report is the profit department profit margin report. This report is more commonly used. Let's say I want by project, not by department. I just select project, then I inquire. You will see each project, whether each project is making money or losing money. It is determined based on the project to confirm whether this case is making money or losing money.
Usually for the basic project, this is how we operate. Of course, you can look at some ledger reports. Ledger reports can also be based on different projects. You just need to specify some projects and you can view specific projects by ledger report. We provide some different formats for customers to choose from. It will show the project number here. Besides that, this project is usually linked to some other modules which are used together. For example, the location module, which is used to check stock by different branches maybe, or even if there are 2 locations within the branch. Usually when we need to check stock, we use the location module. To check accounts, we use the project. I will later record a video on how to use these 2 modules together. If you're interested, you can watch the related video.
Then there's the department. The project module is free in AutoCAD, but for the department module, you need to add it separately. Why is there this department? Actually, the department module is the same as the project module, used the same way, operated the same way, just that some companies go into more detail.
It seems like earlier we had a batch of departments, a batch of projects, typed in projects, but he still needs to look at the costing of the department. He wants to see what the total costing of all the departments is.
This way, they buy the department module. Or some factories use projects for that plan, which plan, and departments for which machine, which is also possible. It breaks down more specifically, and when viewing reports, it will be more detailed. Apart from the module, we also have a plugin called Aging by Project, which allows you to see the debtor aging or creditor aging of different projects. This needs to be purchased separately, and this module also needs to be purchased separately. If you are interested, you can contact your dealer.
For the entire project, the functions of version 1.0 I have roughly explained. If you are interested in learning more about some advanced features of the AutoCAD project, you can check out our version 2.0 and 3.0. Thank you, everyone.